Hello and welcome to your DIY party kit from Sip and Paint Jersey. We are excited to get arty and party with you today. Open up your box, have a look what's inside. We're going to quickly run through everything that you've got included. So you've got your welcome sheet that includes everything that is in the box, and it's got your step-by-step on how you get started, including some QR codes that will direct you to all our online resources. Then we have a really good Get Arty and Party playlist. So just scan the QR code and it'll take you to loads of different playlists that can get you feeling really inspired and excited. We've got 2 canvases, you've got 12 acrylic colours, you have got 2 sets of premium beautiful brushes, you have got 2 very badass berets to make you feel like the artists you already are, and then you've got 2 palettes that you'll need for your paints. So once you've unpacked everything, you've got everything settled, you need to go and get yourself a drink, you need to put on a playlist, and we'll get started with our canvas. You might want to think about having a tablecloth or something to protect your table underneath. Once you've done that, lay out your brushes. We've got today a nice thick flat one, a medium sized one, and 2 detail brushes. You can obviously use many more if you feel comfortable too. We've got a pencil, you need a napkin so you can clean and wipe any paints, and of course you're going to need a water pot as well. And we are good to go. So you're going to open up your acrylic paints. You're going to choose a really good selection. I would probably recommend getting your 2 shades of green. You're going to want a lighter and dark green because we're painting a Christmas tree today. Also pop in some red, some of the ochre, some yellow for your star, and then quite a lot of white. You also want to think about what background colour you'd like. So have a little play with your colours and make sure you've got your palette all ready and raring to go. We're going to get started by drawing our Christmas tree. Now there are online templates for you. If you scroll to the bottom of this YouTube, you will see that we've got a printout. But drawing a Christmas tree is actually really easy. You're going to draw nice and lightly with your sharp pencil, and you're going to draw a triangle. From then you're going to drop and do a slightly larger or wider triangle, as you can see here, and you're going to repeat this process 4 times so you get a nice thick chunky Christmas tree forming. It's that easy. Any mistakes you can obviously rub out with a rubber, but avoid it. Do not worry too much. You do not need perfection with anything like this. Once you've done that, you are going to create your stump, which is just a rectangle at the bottom. And then what you might want to do is just add a little bit of flair to your Christmas tree. And what we do then is add a little curve to the bottom of each triangle, as you can see now. So we're going to repeat that on the other side. But what you could do if you want to push yourself today is create a little flick like so, if you wanted a little bit more texture in your tree. And then we're just going to shape the skirt of the tree a little bit, and that is just a little dip, almost a half circle, and it will make a really nice trim. Alright, and then you just need to do a little star. We do these quite easy, and we just do a 4-point star like you can see here, and we'll be adding more detail as it goes on. So we're going to just finish our drawing now with a oval at the back of our Christmas tree. It can be slightly too big, it can be slightly too small. It really doesn't matter. This is what's going to make yours unique to you. I've gone for one where the Christmas tree looks like he's popping above that oval. I think it'll make it a really, really nice touch, but it's totally up to you. Finished off by drawing your horizon line as straight as you can. You could always use a ruler or something to help you. And then we're going to get started by painting the top bit of the background. So I'm going to be making a nice blue colour today. And you need quite a lot of paint, not loads. I'm adding the ochre to my colours to make it a nice pastel-y colour, and it's a great tip for whenever you want to make pastels, is to add a little bit of that ochre colour to it. Once you're happy with the colour, it's really, really important that you take any paint off your brush and then you add water. You want the flow of this paint to be really smooth, like you're working with a felt tip pen. And we use water with acrylics to achieve that. So you're looking for the consistency of single cream, and it will give you a beautiful flow where you can get really neat straight lines. So all you're going to do is fill around the troublesome areas first, in this case around that oval shape, and then around the star you're going to dip back down and you're going to fill in the rest of the background shape. Nice and easy. Okay, we are onto our candy stripes. So I'm going to be using a little bit of red right now, and I probably will add some ochre to it. I think it will give it a really nice tone and will work really well alongside my background. I'm going to make sure that I've got a really good consistency again. So similar to my background, I'm wanting to find the consistency of double cream. You can do thick or thin stripes. I'm going to be doing a bit thick ones for you today. And I'm going to grab my paint, pop it on my canvas, and confidently with my flat brush work down. Now, I'm not worried at all about any little bits that I need to fill in, because what I can do is then move down my brush size, and if I need to do anything dainty, fill in any tiny areas where the white is showing, like at the top here, I can do that once I have completed my bold stripes. It's very important that we concentrate on getting nice straight lines. We don't need to use tape or pencils or anything because we want that artistic flair, but trust that you can neaten them up as time goes on by using nice detailed brushing. Okay, so I'm going to do our next stripe now, a pink candy stripe. I'm going to work into the paint I've already got so it becomes a similar tone, and then I can either add some pink or just white to it. White will always make that red a bit pinkier. I could add a little bit more ochre if I wanted it more muted, more pastel-y, and I'm going to repeat the same steps. I might need to use slightly more of my medium or detail brush to get really bold controlled lines for this one. Okay, moving on to our Christmas tree now. This is a really fun step. So we're going to just be using the forest green colour. We're going to be mapping out the paint really nice and gesturally, but try and direct that paint as if it was a branch or a leaf. So it's going to flick out, and we really want to achieve that all the way through. No straight lines. Make sure that we have a lot of marks appearing. This will really help create that idea of texture. It's looking brilliant already, but we're going to do a few more bits to make it look even better. That can be really following the edging, so you get really good crisp lines around the outside, but it can also be just building up that little bit of green paint, letting it dry for a minute or so, and then adding more. Once you've done that, we're going to be putting a bit of brown onto our stump. If you haven't got brown, you can just mix a bit of the ochre and a tiny bit of the green, and you'll get a really lovely forest brown. Right, we're going to add some white to our green, and we're going to create some really nice light bits just to add further tone into our tree. Add them, place them sporadically, as many or as few as you want to do, but really try and get that direction similar. So you're flicking out or flicking in to your tree to give it that idea of movement and also the organic nature of branches and leaves. It's a fantastic trick that gives us some really great effects. So do as few or as many as you like. Okay, so now it's definitely time to go and grab yourself another festive tipple. Okay, welcome back. I have refreshed my water just so we get some really good crisp colours forming, because this is by far the funnest bit. So make sure you got a drink in hand. Make sure the party tunes are going, because we're about to get started with our lovely garlands, our bows, our star, and of course the party tinsel. We also will have time to do any finishing touches that we might like to do. So I'm going to start by using my detail brush. This is the thinnest of your brushes, and we're going to actually create the bows. Now, if you're feeling like the bows are going to be quite challenging today, maybe you've had one too many festive tipples and you fancy doing something a little bit easier, go with a nice circular ball. They will look as fun. So once you've got your perfect colour, you need to be adding water, and this time we're going to go for a whole milk. This will give us that fluidity that we need to start drawing some really dainty things. Now we start by drawing a 8 on its side, and then we just flick out 2 little bits of the ribbon at the bottom, and we repeat this as many times as you like. I'd recommend 5 or 6 times. The important tip for you is not to have too much paint on your brush and to make sure your consistency is really nice and fluid, so it's that of whole milk. Look how cute they are looking. I love them. So what we're going to do now is just pop a little bit of a darker colour. I'm going to be using a bit of red, and we're going to just create a shadow onto our bows. It's a really great way of looking like you're an absolute professional at this point. So all you got to do is do 2 little squiggly lines to the right of your pink squiggly ribbon tails, and then you're just going to pop a tiny bit of red underneath the figure of 8, the top of the arches. So you'll see that in a second just here. It makes it look a fantastic 3D ribbon that's going to be balancing beautifully on your tree. Awesome, now we're just going to be using white acrylic, and we're just going to be stamping it in circular motions to create a really fun garland. Of course, you can do this in any colour, but I think white works really well with that background oval colour. It just brings a bit of brightness. We're going to tootle around and just pop as many dots as we fancy. I'm probably going to do about 4 rows of the garland just to balance the tree out nicely. If they go over a bow, it doesn't matter. You could always tuck them under as well, but enjoy just stamping and popping little dots of colour onto your tree. Now you can connect them with your thinnest brush and just run a little bit of white, not too much paint, through those garlands, but do not think this is a necessity. I almost think it looks as good without it. Woohoo, it is tinsel time. So we are going to be working with one of our medium-sized brushes to start off with. Any colour you'd like. I'm going to be using red right now, and you're going to want a nice consistency. I would recommend whole milk. You want that fluidity to take you all the way through. Now, do not use a guide, go totally freehand, but trust that you can do some really nice effects. You could do some large circles like I am doing, where that tinsel just dips. You could then do a few more squiggly lines like I'm about to do, where you really just let the paint and the brush guide you. I've also recommended flipping the canvas for these bits. I think it's really helpful to do it upside down, and it gives you a bit more space. So enjoy that fluidity of popping your tinsel like it's a party explosion onto your canvas. So much fun this Christmas time. Okay, onto the star, nice and easy. It is just using our bright yellow paint and our detail brush. You're going to paint that nice 4-point star as best you can. And then when you get close to finishing that, we're going to just flick 4 little corners of our star out, and I'll demonstrate that just now. Voila, it's like a little glowing Christmas star on the top of your tree. All right, it's always my favourite bit, and you've definitely got time for one more drink yet. This is when we do all the little bits of titivations and we really enjoy adding final detail. Intricate detail will always help elevate your canvas. So take a few minutes now just to touch up any of the little areas that you think might need it. I'm going to neaten a few of these candy lines that might have got a little bit smudged in the process. I am then going to add a nice frill around my oval white backdrop. And then I think I'm going to add one more bit of tinsel. And I think I'm going to do it white. I think it will really, really help. All these decisions are totally optional and completely up to you. One last thing to make it a total masterpiece. Choose a little bit of ochre with your detail brush to make a nice little cross in the middle of your star. It will really make it look 3D and like it's glowing. You have then completed your at-home sip and paint party. Really well done. You've created such a cute, beautiful canvas and you should be so proud of yourselves. So it's time to celebrate, get partying and enjoy the festivities. Well done, everyone.